right, guys, going to phase 3 of the process, like I told you. So now this is the yukaya. Now I have my flour to make my dumplings. I have everything prepared here. Now I'm going to be preparing my yukaya. I'm going to be cutting them, you know, and kind of peeling them. So for some persons, yukaya is not peeled this way, but you kind of get your knife underneath the skin a bit like this. Watch me, like here, and you go around with it. See what it does? It's lifting off the skin of the yukaya like that, or the cassava. And my husband doesn't like cassava, but I love cassava very, very, very much. Now, bought these yesterday at Fresh Time. They are not so much to my liking because initially when I like to see my yukaya very white and pretty. Now, Fresh Time is an organic food store, and so you'll get quite a few things, organic foods inside of there. And where I went yesterday, sorry guys, I did not get any yukaya that I want. So for me, I'm splitting them in two like that. You split them in two like that. You don't have to, but I do cut them, and I cut them in smaller pieces, and I'll be doing the same with this piece here, right? Because even though my husband doesn't eat this, my kids like this, right? They eat the cassava, and I love it too. So, you know, they love cassava, they love dumplings. Yeah. You know, those of us who are Jamaican parents would know that our children, most of our children love dumpling and rice, right? But thank God for my children. They would have eaten, you know, almost everything that is prepared palatable for me when I was back home. And thank God they did not go through the life that I went through, thank God. But, you know, nonetheless, life happens. So I'm going to wash these and I'm going to put them in the pot. So, for me, everything is wash. The only thing I'm going to be honest with you, I do not wash my yams, and I don't need to wash my yams. You just need to, how you're peeling them will determine if you need to wash them. And I peel my yam differently. So, there you go. So this is the last thing I'll put in the pot. This yam here is the last thing I'll put in the pot. Very last thing, because it's much softer and kind of more harder to more easier to cook out, so before it's time. And so guys, told you I was gonna crush the pumpkin, but if you notice, the pumpkin start crushing out in the pot. See that? Yes, it start crushing out the pot, so it's giving it that color, that rich yellow color that our chicken soup is supposed to be having. All right, so there we go. So yes, covering up the pot. Now I am going to going to be peeling the yellow yam, and I'm also going to be peeling the Irish potato and the sweet potatoes, putting it into the pot. Then I'm going to be making my dumplings, right? I'm going to be making my dumplings, right? So here we go. We're going to be peeling our yellow yam. And guys, look how beautiful this is. I bought it in from the Jamaican store. it's not even Jamaican store, it's a Caribbean store. So you get Ghanaian food, food from St. Vincent, and everything, every little thing you get there. But for me, I realize I get a lot more Jamaican foods over there than I would get at Sun Foods, and so that's why I use that store. So watch me peel my yam, right? Peeling my yams, and going to be getting my napkins coming up shortly, because that's what I do so as to avoid to wash yam. So Americans call a type of sweet potato they have here as yam, but that's not yam for us. Yam for us is completely different, right? For us, yam is yam, you know. And so here we go. I got my napkins, right? Cutting off the bottom of that piece of yam there, and I'm finishing up the peeling of the yam, and to slice it and put it in the pot. So there we go. See that? So now, for me, I'm gonna be slicing my yellow yam. And so for those of us who are Jamaican, we know that yellow yam, you don't cut them very chunky, nice and thin, beautiful slices, right? Some people, they cut them very big and chunky and ugly. I'm sorry, I cook different from everybody, right? Putting them in the pot. So this piece, I'm just gonna be peeling this piece as well. And right, there we go. And we're almost done. See that? And so for the slicing, we just kind of rest this in the napkin, right? And make sure everything is cleaned off the yam. And for me, I slice them thin and nicely, like that. There we go. And voila, we are done with peeling the yellow yam. It is as easy as that. And as I go along, I stir my pot, right? And so as you can see, the color of the soup starts to take its shape and form, right? So when you peel your food and you put them in the pot, you're anticipating. Just take a look at how rich and beautiful this looks. Just take a look. That's why I had to use all the pumpkin that I was telling you I was going to use. Still got some here that I'm going to be crushing out. All right, so it can have that. And I may not need to crush it. No. I may not need to crush the pumpkin. No, I may not need to crush it, because I am kind of doing it, you know, the way that it needs to be done. So yes, so that's very important how you do it. But I love what I'm seeing, and just kind of putting the rest of food into the pot here. And so for me, the Irish is not going to go in right away. So I always wash my sweet potatoes though. The yam scratches, so I don't want to kind of wash the yams. So there we go. Some persons do wash it and thing like that, but for me, this is what I'm doing. and just peeling the sweet potatoes. So this is what Americans call yam, but it has a different color. Now for me, this is not yam. This is what we know in Jamaica, in our native language, as sweet potatoes. And for Japanese, they call it Japanese sweet potato, or Asian potatoes. Some places call it Asian potatoes. But Fresh Time that I go to buy, they have the best price on these, and so that's why I buy my sweet potatoes there, right? Buy my sweet potatoes there. So let me cover back my pot. So I'm gonna be cutting my sweet potato. So those of you who don't know, you don't put a whole sweet potato in, but you don't cut them very tiny either. You cut them because they're also easy to cook, just like that yam over there. But for me, this is how I'm doing it, right? And so that's how I'm doing it. So I'm peeling it. My camera is not setting steady, not sure what it's up to or why it's acting up on me, but it's okay. It's okay. So kind of want you to see what I'm doing here, right? Kind of wanted to see what I'm doing here. That's what I wanted to see, exactly what I'm doing and how I'm the process of everything that I'm doing. So literally I'm just kind of peeling the sweet potatoes right now, and then I'm gonna wash them, put them in the pot, right? The Irish potato will go in later, also that yam. So there we go. Like I said earlier, some persons do not put sweet potato in soup, but for each is own. They only put it in like red peas soup or pigeon pea soup or gungu soup, as we call it in Jamaica. But for me, any soup that I cook, I put my sweet potato in because I love sweet potato. So that's one of the main reasons for using it. And so moving on to the next phase, washing my sweet potatoes, right? I'm washing my sweet potatoes, guys. So I'm washing them, and I'm gonna be adding them to the pot right away. I'm adding my sweet potatoes to the pot, right? Because how we Jamaican cook a pot of soup, it's different from our America and maybe some other countries cook soup. For us, it's a thing. It's a known fact that we normally just cook. We cook food in the soup and we eat the food that is cooking to the soup. So it's a full solid meal, right? So it's not that we're gonna have some soup and then have something else. No, that's not the case. We're gonna be cooking everything, these things into the pot. Now the next phase I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be kneading my dough to make the dumplings, and I only use I have my flour already put, but I only use King Arthur flour. What I'm doing, I'm peeling the Irish potato and kind of wash them, put aside until I'm ready to put them in the pot, you know, because it's pretty much almost the last thing that's going to go into the pot. And I'm just doing these, that when I need my flour to go in the pot, then that's the only thing that is left to be done. So doing this because also my daughter-in-law doesn't eat certain type of these foods like these, so the Irish potato is mainly for her and some for my husband, right? Yeah, my boys, we're gonna be eating like and my husband the yam and the other type of food, right? So I'm just getting everything together, guys, taking you along my journey cooking. And yes, like I said, washing everything as you go along. Wash my Irish potato. So there you have it. They're washed, ready for the pot. And I'm just going to be peeling these and putting them inside here to wait until it's their turn to go in. And the colors are not going to change because these type of yam doesn't change colors, right? They don't. And so, yes. See? They are the last sets that's gonna go into the pot, right? So here we go, guys. And so for this, I'm just gonna slightly take off the top since I had it open for a while. So those of you who knows that, hey, so this yam, remember I showed you the yellow yam and how we cut it very small. This yam, you don't cut it small, you cut this piece. I'm just going to cut it like that, right? And then I'm going to cut this in two like that. See, it's thick, because if you cut them too small, they are going to be there's nothing that's gonna left there. But look at this piece, see? Rich and nice. Jamaicans who know good yam will know that this is nice quality soft yam, or you know, white yam. Some people call it Mexican yam here, but for those of us Jamaican, we know that some people call it white yam or soft yam, or you know. So this is what I'm doing with this yam. I'm taking that off, right? And I'm just gonna use a napkin here. I use a lot of napkin, guys, right? Use a lot of napkin. So for this, want this piece, I'm just gonna be doing this again. Just gonna be, that's the thickness there. You don't want them too small. And then for this piece here, I'm just gonna cut it across like that. And so there you have it. So as you can see, this is also ready now to go into the pot. However, they are not going to go in right away because I need to put in a few dumplings in the pot, right? And so I'm just going to clean this off. I'm just going to put this back away to use during the week if I need to. And as always, I'm cleaning up, clean up. Can't stress on that too much. So my bin is right here, so I put it on here and I just scrape this off. See, more speed, what is that? I clean up. Yep. Right. So I am doing this because can't stress enough. I like to clean up after all of this. Yes, clean up. Clean up your work area. Clean up. Always clean up after you're done. So guys, remember I showed you the flour that I'm about to prepare, right? So I am going to be kneading the dough, right? I'm going to take you along the journey with it. Now I am going to be washing my hands. Tag along with me. I'm going to be washing my hands because it's important. Very, very important. You wash your hands like that, back and front, because you're going to be using it to help with the dough. And so for me, I normally wash my hands and I brush my nails. Alright? It's important that whenever you're doing the dough, your hands are very, very, very clean. Alright? So for me, that's what I do. I wash my hands very well. Very, very well. Get them clean. And my container for my water to make the dough. Now guys, take into consideration, I think I might have a little bit too much flour, so I'm going to be taking out back some. Alright? So, drying my hands with the towel, drying off my hands very well, you know, kind of cleaning out again, drying out my nails and stuff like that, you know, just making sure my hands are clean and all of that. I don't want anything, because though I'll be using a spoon to help to make the dough, my hands are gonna get in as well. So I'm reeling up front like that. So I'm just gonna take out back a little of the flour, put back into the container, because I think I have a little bit too much here. So there we go. And yep, putting this away. It's my container that I keep my flour in. So I have a wooden spoon. I use this to start it. So I use my wooden spoon to start the process. All right. And even while I'm doing this, I'm still taking a look at my pot over here, not leaving it unprotected in any way, shape or form, because you need to keep stirring so that things does not hitch to the bottom, or if you feel like it's gonna happen, you just turn it down a bit, you know. So I didn't have to squish out the pumpkin. Do you realize what's happening here now? There we go. Nice and rich and red. So look what's happening there. See that? Yes, guys. So this is it. See? That's what I was telling you. It must be rich and yellow and nice. That's how you cook real Jamaican chicken soup. Right? Yep, that's how you do it. And just gonna put the pot back. Just gonna turn on the stove a little bit, and in doing so, now I can put my other food in, which is my soft yam, my Irish potato. I can put these in now. Yes, I can. So I'm putting them into the pot right now, so that they go ahead, start cooking, and you know, making that rich, wonderful soup. Yes. And I'm gonna go ahead again and give it another stir. And so all of this is into my pot. See, my pumpkin is still here. I'm just gonna use a spoon at the side and just crush it out into the pot. Some of those that was not crushed, I just crushed them with a spoon. So by the time this pot is finished cooking and simmer down, you're gonna have a nice rich yellow pumpkin soup. See, I was telling you, see the pumpkin, this big piece here? Yes. So it's I'm just gonna use the back of the spoon, crush it to the wall of the pot, and it just crushes out and will cook out into that rich yellow soup. So giving a couple turn and that's it, and I'm going to be covering up my soup. So another thing you need to know is that for this soup, you're going to be adding scallion and thyme to the pot with pepper, and to give it that rich aroma and taste and smell as well. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and knead the flour. Let's go ahead and knead the dough. Just use my hand, so I have to wash it again and just dry it off. Didn't do anything much with it, but I want to kind of keep my hands as clean as possible. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be starting now. Those of us who are Jamaicans really and truly know that we really and truly don't use measuring to do anything. We just pour. For me, I don't use measuring in anything, and it comes out perfectly. So, you know, I know God has gifted me with that. So need to add some more water in the dough, so we have a soft dough to make that dumpling, right? So pretty much what we're doing is that we're rubbing in the dough for it to get hard. See? Now, when it gets down a little bit closer, I will be using my hand to finish this, right? When it gets down a little closer, I'm going to be using my hand to do the rest. We just need to get it to where it needs to go, right? Right, see? So you're using your wooden spoon to rub it in. So you see it start forming that dough that you're going to need to make the dumplings, right? I don't know what some other countries may have called it, but we call it dumplings, okay? So this is what we do, and we just rub it in some more, and then, guys, I'm gonna use my hand to finish this off, right? And so I'm gonna be kneading in the dough. See? Kneading it in to form that perfect dough to form those dumplings that we need to put into the pot, right? So now, see, we have the dough that we need to make the dumpling, right? It's really there. It's rich and so tight and nice, but we need to make those dumplings in the pot. And I like to do this, right? I like to do this. I like to kind of make it smaller, where we're able to just make these dumplings. And you use this part of the finger to kind of bring it in like that. That's how I do mine. People do it other way, and I just do like that, press it like that, and then I do this. So we have that nice round dumpling. We start putting them into the pot. And this is, everybody does their thing differently, like I said, but for me, this is how I do my thing, right? And when you have a family of men, right, like mine, right, this is how I do my dumplings. Everybody make dumpling differently, but this is how I do mine. Because you have some people do it like that, and no, because in my mind the nails are getting in, and when you reach that final stage, you don't want your nails into your flour. And that's just me, right? So for me, I just use my thumb like that, and I do like that, press them out a little, and then just use the thumb, the big thumb, and just do like that, put them over into the pot. And so for me, that's what I am doing, guys. And there we go. Getting somewhere, right? Yeah, we're getting down to the wire. So I'm just gonna break them off, and a couple of them into the pot. Just break off a couple of them, break them off, and kind of make them, you know, like that. Just break them off. Break them off like that. So break them up in smaller pieces, and so here I am. There we go, guys. Yep, that's what we're doing, and just making them like that, and there we go. Right? It's important that whenever you're cooking, you know, you cook with love. You cook the food with love. When you cook your food with love, if you don't like cooking, really don't cook. But if you love something, go ahead and do it. You know, like me, like I said, I love to cook. I really do love to cook for my family. It's my passion to have my own restaurant and stuff like that. And guys, this is no small pot. This is a 10-quart pot I'm cooking, right? I'm using this because I need, as I said earlier in the process, that I need my husband to get some dinner for the week out of it. Not all of it for the week, but some for a few days. I think I'm gonna cook some stewed chicken for him, or he doesn't like fish. My husband doesn't like meat in general, so just gonna think I have some barbecue chicken for him already, so that's it. So there we go. Don't like to talk much, you guys, over the food, but because I'm sharing my journey with you, right? That's why you hear me talking while I'm doing this, but I don't generally do. For some of you who are Jamaicans, sometimes you would need the dumpling and put it aside until and make them and put them aside, and then when you're ready you put them in the pot. But for me, I just like to go straight from the dough making and then just put them in the pot. So like I said, everybody does their thing differently. For me, it's different, right? So what I'm doing, like I said, I'm just going along and just putting them in and just taking care of what needs to be done. Right, so there we go. And this is the last one. So for some people, they will make some tiny dumpling and roll them and fit them in a pot, roll them and but for this soup, I'm not going to be doing that because I don't have the time. 1, 2, that takes up just about too much time. So I am just going to show you what the pot looks like, guys. See? Look at this soup. See that? Has all the food in there that needs to be in there. And so now, right? See, I told you about the cassava. See, it start crushing. So this is it. Yeah, the cassava start to crush. Yeah, the cassava starts to crush. See, they're soft, very soft. And so I just want to let it cook some more after I season it so that I can get, you know, something out of it. Yes. So this is it. This is my food. This is my soup, right? This is my soup there going on. See, rich and yellow and nice. And so what I'm going to be doing with this, what I am going to be doing, so as you can see, that's what's going on there. It's very rich, right? Very, very, very rich. So, as you can see, right, it's coming to come, right? Coming to come. Better wash this thing off that fell. Just gonna add some water to this container to not let it become hard, along with the spoon for the dough. So as I was saying to you guys, this is what my soup looks like now. You see that? Yes, rich and creamy and nice, and everything is the yellow yam and everything. Remember I told you that whenever I buy cassava here in the United States and cook it, I don't have to put it in when the water is cold, because what happened is that these cassava, they are very, very, very soft. Very, very soft. So this is the soup, guys. This is what it looks like now, and it's going to be cooking down. I'm going to be adding, you know, I'm going to be adding some margarine, not margarine rather, but I have some butter that I normally use. This butter is called, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this camera off the stick. So that's what's going on. And so this is what I'm going to be doing now. I have this butter. It's unsalted butter that is sold at Sam's Club, and so I will be using this butter. Yes, so this is about 2 tablespoons of butter. So I will be adding it to the pot in the meantime so I can cook with it, right? So just gonna be taking it out of the paper, putting it into the pot. There we go. And going to be stirring this around like that, so you kind of get the gist of it. So there is a chicken, so you know, and everything. See that? Rich and yellow. And look guys, look at this rich soup already. See that? It's rich. And so I'm gonna be covering up this pot. I'm gonna let it cook down and simmer down, right? It's really, really tasty. Already, even without the thing they're added to it. Okay, this is orange skin. Other than the scallion is not added, the thyme is not added, right? And the pepper is not added. So now I'm going to be pulling these out of the fridge so that you can see what I'm talking about and how to kind of make this soup so flavorful. So getting the scallion and the thyme and getting the green pepper out. So normally when I go to Sun Foods, I buy a container of all different kind peppers. So I'm going to be using green pepper and a yellow pepper. Normally use 2 or 3 peppers in the soup to give it that flavor. And what I'm doing right now, when I put all these seasoning in the pot, right? When I put all these seasoning in the pot, what I am going to be doing after, right? That's the pepper. That's the scallion. And the thyme is here as well. The thyme is in the bag because I don't like to see them spread out all over. So I have a Ziploc bag that I put my seasoning. As you can see, I have a cut onion there. So let me put back this camera so you can see exactly what I have been saying as it relates to this. So come along with me again on the journey, right? As I kind of get these out and start the preparation. So yes, so this is my fresh green thyme that I'm going to be using, right? And normally I pull this from the bottom because it keeps the peppers fresh with the plastic wrap over it. So I'm going to be taking nice green pepper to put in there, and I am going to be putting yellow pepper in there, and kind of one of these red peppers. So what it does to the soup, right? Because I was telling you earlier what it does to the soup, it's not bursting into the pot, but it gives the pot a nice flavor. And the pepper I'm going to be using is this one. I'm going to put a little in it because my husband hates pepper, so I cannot cook a pepper soup. So these are what I'm going to be using in there. And I normally put a small portion of season oil in there, but not much. You don't have to. But like I said, everybody does their thing different. So I have this large container, but I don't. I just transfer it into a smaller container where I'm able to use it through that, because if you notice this has a big cork and stuff like that, so I don't want to do that. So Maggie seasoning also, put that back up because that's not what I'm using. All right, I'm going to be stripping up the scallion and everything for this. I got these organic onions. I normally buy them at Walmart. So I'm going to be using a few pieces because of the size of the pot I'm using. I'm using about 3 or so pieces of these, which I'm going to be cleaning up and, you know, kind of just putting into it. So as you can see, this is the final piece of the puzzle for the soup. This is the final piece of the puzzle. You know, I'll be washing my thyme. Seeing that this is the final, I'm going to be washing my thyme, clean up my scallion and washing everything, put them in the pot, let it cook down. And so what is going to happen, I will be leaving the pot now that I'm finished with it, for it to cook down and to get to that we say gumption, get it to that place where it's really nice and ready to be served. Now serving is going to be at a later time. I just need to prepare this so that dinner can be served when everybody's available. Everybody's not available now, so I'm just going to be moving forward, cleaning up and just doing this. All right, here you go. Come along with me. Like I said, let's do this together. All right, so there we go. I'm cleaning up these. Cleaning up, and then I'm gonna be washing them off because, you know. There we go, guys. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna be washing the pepper and the scallion together. I'll wash the thyme separate. So here we are, guys. We got the pepper and we're gonna put them into the pot. Okay, here we go. And so for the scallion, for me, like to do this and to kind of crush it up a little bit and just put it into the pot. Then I am going to be washing my thyme, right? And there we go. So now I am going to show you how beautiful my pot looks. See that? Look at that. It's beautiful, right? Really, 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 really nice and beautiful. That's the thyme on top, green peppers and everything that is there, guys. I can't wait until this soup is finished to have a wonderful, wonderful bowl of soup. Wow. See that? All right. So now that we have that, I am about to use a little bit. I can't use a lot, guys. A little bit of this. My husband hates pepper, so I gotta know what I'm doing. I can't use a lot in there, but just a small portion like that, or maybe just a little tip more. And I'm going to be putting it into the pot as well. Also for this, I'm just going to use a small portion of the Maggi all-purpose, I'm just going to tip a little bit here, not a lot, because I don't want it to overpower the flavor of the noodle and everything else that is there. And I just do like that, see, and wash it out. But if you should look, you should see. So this is what I was telling you about the cassava. It's very soft. See, it start cracking already, right? And if you look into this pot, see that soup, how rich and lovely it's looking, guys. Look, it's wonderful, isn't it? See, so here are my peppers. See, these are the peppers. So it just makes the soup just looks wonderful, right? So when I'm finished and I'm serving, you will see how rich this is. So what I'm going to be doing, so if you look, let me just pull some from the bottom coming up, right? See that? That's how, this is just halfway. Like I said, I love my soup very rich and thick, right? I love my soup very rich and thick. I don't want it to be water. I don't love water soup at all. Like when my soup is nice and rich and thick, you know. So see the dumplings and the yam and the sweet potatoes and everything coming into play. So I'm just going to cover this pot and I'm just going to, as Jamaica would say, simmer down. So my soup is going to be simmering down, right? And then we'll be ready to serve. Nice. So now I am going to be cleaning up. Like I always said, I like to clean up after each step of the process. I like to clean up, and so I am cleaning up, putting away my measuring cup. Yes. So I'm putting away back my pepper, putting away back my bag with my season. This time is finished, so I can discard of that and these, and then I'm coming back to clean up the counter. Putting away my flour, and there we go. This piece of sweet potato, I'll just put it back. Can use it in the week, and so there we go, guys. So always clean up after you are finished with your cooking. It's always very, very, very important to clean up after cooking. It's key that you clean up after cooking and all of that. So your kitchen look nice and clean and speck, and no germs or anything like that is there. It's important, right? All right. Cause you not to follow suit like I did last night. All right. Okay. So, okay. I am going to be cleaning up over there. Yep, going to be cleaning up, and the work area that's right there, cleaning up to show you. So like I said, it's important. So this is Lysol, and I'm cleaning up after the use and put away for another day, because I'm finished with this work area, right? Always clean up after you're through. Always clean up. So cleaning up, and just kind of making it really good. cleaning up here as well with my Lysol disinfectant and clean out the creases of this thing here. And I'm just pushing away. So there we are. There you have it, guys. So that portion of it is through. Just this cup has some oil, leftover oils that I had before. And so now I am here and I'm going to be cleaning up my kitchen area here. Cleaning up. Like I said, guys, I'm always having bleach soapy water to use to clean up while I'm cooking. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning up after. Again. And so that's it. This is my spoon that I've been using in the pot, but I still wash it till I'm ready for it again. And I'm washing off my knives, cleaning up my knives, put them away, the garlic beater, everything that I used for the cleaning up. So, washing them out back. Guys, I have a dishwasher, but I really don't like to use dishwasher because it cleans, but not too it makes the place clean and everything. But I'm kind of old school, and I'm also trying to curtail costs on electricity, right? I am not self-sustainable, and so when you're not self-sustainable, you want to curtail the cost when you're doing stuff, right? So I need to give my pot another stir here because I see it kind of spilling over a little bit. So you're not going to see this part, but I'm here kind of stirring this pot a little bit more. Yes. And I'm going to be turning down the stove because I don't want it to boil over and I don't want my peppers to burst into the pot, or I'll have to find dinner for my husband. All right, babe. And so, yes. So guys, take a look at this soup. Look how rich it is already. And it's just simmering down. Really rich. The only thing that is missing from this soup is sweet corn. Yes. Sweet corn. putting away stuff now. There we go. Cleaning up and putting away stuff. Right? There we go. So, voila. Place is all cleaned up. Nice. There we go. All done, and I'm just gonna clean off my pipes, clean off, you know, the pipe area and all of that. So, yes, I'm gonna be cleaning off the pipes and all of that. So, when I'm finished, guys, my kitchen is tiny, but hey, it's mine, and I'm not. It's mine, and I'm not paying rent, so I'm happy and I'm grateful, you know, for what I have.